Joining me right now in this telecast is former Director General of Police of Jammu and Kashmir, SP Ved. Sir, when you hear of these incidents, it's very clear that while this may be or may not be inter-gang rivalry, but that these men, these criminals, gangsters who flee India somehow seem to get shelter, even citizenship in Canada.
See, Canada is following a path which will only result in shooting, killing. When you give shelter to terrorists, when you give shelter to murderers, Nijjar was wanted in a murder case here. He was designated as a terrorist by India. NIA has listed so many people who are wanted. What do you do if Canada does not act? India gives all dossier, all information that so-and-so is wanted by India, so-and-so is indulging in terrorist activities, and you do not take any action. And we are, including Canada, are signatory to United Nations resolution where we are all duty-bound to check terrorism from in our soil. So Canada, what the policy Mr. Trudeau is following will only result in killing, inter-gang or whatever. These terrorists and gangsters where drugs are traded and
yes.
Drug cartel operates.
As a former DGP of the Jammu and Kashmir Police SP, where you've led many of these counterinsurgency operations in J&K, you've seen what terrorism, when given shelter, any sort of even slight encouragement can do. We are seeing it in Punjab now, we're seeing it now in Canada. Isn't it shocking that these criminals are finding shelter there in Canada? Doesn't seem to want to think of it. It's a Frankenstein that they are clearly, that could eventually harm, if not India, Canada itself.
Yes, if Canada does not act now, it will be too late, and ultimately it will lead to many more killings. It will lead to gangster war. It will lead to drug running. It will lead to killing of each other, and ultimately one day, I will not be surprised if Khalistani is created on the soil of Afghanistan, on the soil of Canada.
Well, at least that's an option they could be willing to take, because in India that's clearly not happening as an option. My final question to you, SP Ved, would be that it may be inter-gang rivalry and Sukhdool Singh is killed, as sources are telling us. But there are many more gangsters and criminals that remain a concern for Punjab, for India, because eventually they are indulging in activities that are anti-India. They are getting people kidnapped. They are indulging in violence, extortion in Punjab, even targeting celebrities, musicians, like we saw with Sidhu Moosewala's assassination. So this remains definitely a concern for Indian agencies even now.
It is. See, Indian agencies cannot operate there. Indian police cannot operate there. Indian army cannot operate there. So ultimately we have to only give dossiers and details to the Canadian government. And Mr. Trudeau's government is unwilling to act against them. He says we have credible information about Indian agencies' involvement in killing of Nijjar. Your intelligence agency does not have information about all these terrorists operating with weapons. So I think Mr. Trudeau needs to look within and act against before it is too late.
That's an incredible point you've made, sir, that they appear to have intelligence, even if without evidence, about Indian agencies' involvement in the killing of Nijjar, and they may want to claim here with Sukhdool as well. But how come they don't have enough intelligence about how the gangsters are operating right there on their territory? It's a Frankenstein they're clearly encouraging. I appreciate you, SP Ved, former DGP J&K Police, for speaking on this.